Hey everyone, Get Backers here. Today I want to talk about Paradise by Toni Morrison. If you watch Cyberpunk Edge Runner, when you watch episode 6, straight from the start you can feel that something bad is brewing. You don't need one of the characters saying, I have a bad feeling about this, because the scene already show you that. Paradise captured that atmosphere of a tragedy about to happen. From the first few pages of the first chapter, from the absolutely beautiful writing, you can feel that a tragedy is about to unfold. The story opens with 9 men bearing arms come to attack the house of convent they believe to be the source of all that has gone wrong at Ruby, the community that they live at. The convent is where a group of women live, independent from the community, away from Ruby, women doing their own things. But the 9 men comes and kills. The chill they first encountered is gone. So is the mist. They are animated warm with perspiration and the nocturnal odor of righteousness. The view is clear. God at their side, the men take aim. For Ruby. We then move to the past to Mavis' point of view. She was a mother of two in an abusive household, where even her 2 sons have learned from their father on how to treat their mother, on how to put her in her place. She ran away from home when she felt that her life was threatened and then goes on to a long journey where she'll eventually get to the convent at Ruby. We move to other point of view as we progress in time on how the other women went through the different life, but eventually also went to the convent. These are very different women and they often bicker and fight. Grace, a woman too free-spirited for her time. Seneca, a wife whose abusive husband goes to prison for another crime and now left alone. Divine, a girl whose childhood mistake looms over her whole life because when boys are just being boys, girls need a more watchful eye so they don't become a bad woman. Then there are Consolata, or Connie, the orphan who are left to grow old at the convent and eventually turns into the mother figure for the woman at the convent and makes it a place for healing for these wounded figures. We also see the history of the city itself, how they were started at first by black men who were rejected by America, who then turns to build their own community since there was no place for them. But there was a gradual decline in the community caused by their inability to stop clinging to tradition, their close community where every gossip is done inside the community with no outside perspective, so when they're wrong, there is nobody to tell them that they're wrong, and they stay wrong. Their inability to self-reflect, the quickness at pointing that others is wrong so they don't have to acknowledge that they're the wrong one and the others are right. But there was no pity here. When the man spoke of the domination that was upon them, how Ruby was changing in an intolerable way, they did not think to fix it by extending a hand in fellowship or love. They mapped defense instead and honed evidence for its need, till each piece fit an already polished groove. A few did most of the talking, some said little, and 2 said nothing at all. But silenced though they were, Lone knew the leadership was twang. As a result, these 9 men turns into the people who put the founders of the city to have to band together. They become the very thing they should hate. How far away they once were from the terribleness they have just witnessed. How could so plain and blessed a mission devour itself and become the world they have escaped? The book is really well written. The word flows really well. Some parts might feel slow, especially because each perspective change can feel like a new character introduction. But it built the world and the characters really well, and the ending that somehow ends in a hopeful note is something to look forward to if you decide to read this book, which you should. That's about it.